ActionSA is making inroads in Polokwane municipality Ward 10 after getting 10% of the vote. This is despite not having a permanent branch in that ward, which covers the Moletjie Makgofe and Blood river. Joining us now is Sello Lediga, who is the provincial chairperson for ActionSA in Limpopo. Mr. Lediga, thank you for making time for us this afternoon. You could argue that ActionSA, as a new kid on the block in the highly contested wards there in Moletjie, in Limpopo, emerged as the biggest winner.
Absolutely, Clement. And the preamble is that ActionSA just turned 2 years, 5 months. And in Limpopo, the party did not contest the 2011 local government elections. So what happened was that in November, when the IEC declared the vacancy for 10, we decided to go there. We don't even have a branch, but found John Fongwane, recruited him and made him our candidate. So in 2 months' time, we've been able to work hard and achieve the 10% poll that you're talking about. And we believe, if you consider the EFF and the ANC, who are actually the biggest winners.
Yeah, and you don't even have a branch in Ward 10, a permanent branch that is. How did you do this?
No, what we did was to get there, we looked for a good candidate for them, and then went to the people, house to house, door to door, and spoke, to these people. And Clement, in a long time, I've never been confronted with such abject poverty. The people that live there are unbelievably poor. They have no sanitation, no water, they have no electricity. They are poor. That is why they are generally easily bought, with food parcels, which both the ANC and the EFF have mastered, We didn't have to do that, All we needed to do was to talk to the people in there. And also interesting, we're able to reach out to young people. And when you look at the analysis of the results in the ward, young people had basically lost interest in politics. We're able to bring them back, So we are very proud that we've been able to do so, because it means the future of ActionSA is brighter in terms of attracting the people who still have more years to live, And I can assure you, especially for the ANC, it has been difficult because they are rejected in the houses. In fact, they are afraid to go into the houses, in the villages. And all they do, is your spectacular things, blue lights, posters, and what have you. But we think our success was based on going into the houses of the people of Ward 10 and talking to them.
Yeah. Are you suggesting that I'm trying to understand what you've said about young people, from your assessment of the results, are you picking up that there are more young people that voted for ActionSA in that ward?
Absolutely. Actually, one of the ANC senior analysts indicated that, in a report, that there was a sudden surge of youth participation in this election. And in fact, because we didn't have a branch there, the people that we worked with are young people that we recruited quickly, gave them T-shirts, trained them, and started working with them, while the EFF and the ANC concentrated on the very old people.
Okay, so that makes you what now? The third biggest party in Limpopo? Is that
Absolutely.
where you're standing now? And what does that mean for you as an organization?
Absolutely. Let me tell you, Clement, while ActionSA is 2 years old, in Limpopo it came to exist formally only in June last year when I was appointed provincial chairperson, which means it has been in existence for 7 months. And in the 7-month period, we've been able to establish 151 branches in 7 months, if you understand what I mean. You can imagine, if you project that to 2024, when we're going to have elections, would have made a presence in every single ward in this province. And I'm talking about almost 537 wards.
Well, but the EFF is still a force to be reckoned with, though, in that province.
Yeah, well, it's fine. It is a force to be reckoned with, but I can tell you, because of an outsider, they are not as widespread in the province as we are, if you understand. They've got these regions and areas that they dominate, where they intensify the fire and all that, But our growth in 6 months of 155 branches means we've gone through, I've crisscrossed this province, from north to south, east to west, which I don't think the EFF has done. And by the way, remember the EFF PC was disbanded. It's only now that they went to a conference. So they're not as strong as you think, But we've been growing, as quickly as it is possible. Because I can assure you, ActionSA in the whole country is the fastest growing political party.
And how are you projecting your growth ahead of next year? Because I imagine now the focus is now on the 2024 elections. You've told us about the branches that you have launched so far. How are you planning to grow the party more ahead of the polls? And what are you targeting as the third now biggest party in the province?
We are targeting 51%, in the province. Remember, it was the first time in Ward 10 that the soldiers were taken to battle. All along, we're just establishing branches, but we had no opportunity to go to the people and test our mettle and see how much people love us. So we are convinced that we get to the 537 branches. We are as good as the ANC. And it will be anybody's game, when the results are released in 2024.
All right. You've spoken about service delivery failures in Limpopo, especially in areas that you have crisscrossed. As ActionSA, what are you promising residents there? Residents of, even in Moletjie, who have now voted for you?
Yeah, look, the situation is bad there, but we do not believe that grants are actually a solution. We believe that community projects that some people have already initiated, they could help. For instance, Clement, people can produce food for themselves in Ward 10, and we are going to assist them with water, communally, to make sure that out of the grants that they get, instead of spending the money, they should put this money together, buy seeds, assist them with water, so that they can produce their own food and make some money. Because if you look at it, this thing of people getting grants, not spending, it does not take them anywhere. Secondly, we would want to really help those people to have weekend education programs so that the children in those schools perform better than in other places where we have not been, and we believe it's an easy thing to do. If you invest in education, Clement, that the future is bright. Other things are things that are easily doable when we are already in government. We've got limited resources. We put in 6 JoJo tanks there. We got a poor families to get their house plowed by tractors that we paid for. But obviously, we don't run government. We don't collect the taxes. When we are in charge of government, we'll be able to do far more than that, because we won't be able to waste money as much as it's wasted by the ruling party and the corruption thereof.
All right. Sello Lediga, Provincial Chairperson for ActionSA in Limpopo. Thank you for making time for us.
Go ahead.